Good morning theatre fans and welcome back to my channel. So today, Saturday the 26th of May, I am en route to London for a two-show day to see The Rink at the Southwark Playhouse and Chess at the Coliseum this evening. Now I'm also staying over in London tonight. Very much looking forward to seeing the two shows. Chess I've heard of but never seen. The Rink I'm actually going on the recommendation of a friend. Know nothing about it, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing that, as I feel the Southwark Playhouse put on some great shows and I've never been disappointed, so hopefully today won't be an exception either. So I'll catch up with you later. Well, I finally made it, so yeah, quick get changed, tube, and off to the Southwark Playhouse down by the Elephant and Castle for The Rink.
Say, hey, ain't my dinner ready yet? Oh, what heaven life will be when I got cooks and bottle washers for me.
Where are my colored lights, beads and bleachers and colored lights? Noisy boys lovingly, giggles of girls in the mezzanine, filtered through colored lights, gold and amber and green.
We're gonna go round the rink. There's nothing to beat the rink, I think. If you wanna go around with me, we're gonna go round the rink. We're gonna go round the rink, there's nothing to beat the rink, I think. I'm gonna go around with you, we're gonna go round the rink. We're gonna go round the rink, there's nothing to beat the rink, I think. I'm gonna go around with you, we're gonna go round the rink.
Okay, and welcome back to the review part of my theatre vlog. Now, as you've just seen, I went to see The Rink at the Southwark Playhouse. I've talked many times in my videos about how much I enjoy going to the Southwark Playhouse, and as it's a very small, intimate, fringe-style venue, and they always put on incredible shows, and The Rink was just that as well. It was incredible and thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, I never heard of The Rink prior to actually going to see it. A friend of mine asked if I was going to go and see it, and I always enjoy going to see new musicals, and so I did a little bit of research. I found out it was a Candor and Ebb Tony Award-winning musical on Broadway back in the 80s, starring Liza Minnelli, and so I thought, yeah, I like I said, I'm open to seeing new shows, so I thought I'll go and see it on its short run in the Southwark. So the story of the Rink focuses on a mother and daughter who are fallen out. Now, Mother Anna, as played by Caroline O'Connor, runs a dilapidated roller rink on a Broadway in a very run-down seaside town, and she decides to sell it to some developers. But spoiling her plans for this is her daughter, who returns, called Angel, and played by Gemma Sutton. So Angel returns to try to reconnect with her mother and the people that she was brought up with, to find that the mother is wanting to sell it. She's not happy about that and tries to thwart her plans, and so the whole of the rest of the musical is shown through flashbacks and reconciliations, and so the plot then develops with the two of them trying to reconcile their past and differences towards a happy future together. The show itself generally deals with serious issues, but also at the same time can be classed as a comedy, as it has many comedic moments. And seeing as I went on the second day of previews, the comedy moments were actually in excess, as we had a lot of unscripted comedy moments which were just brilliant. And one particular scene which stands out, and I thought it was hysterical, was during a scene where mother and daughter are smoking marijuana joints, and the mother turns up and turns to her daughter Angel and calls her Martha. And the daughter Angel looks at the mother, mouths the word, "Who's Martha?" And well, both of them just broke down on the stage in their stitches, because neither of them were called Martha. Nobody in the cast is called Martha, so it was actually a very comedic moment because nobody knew who this character was. Well, the audience obviously was rolling on the floor with laughter, and the actors would try not to break character, but you could tell that the horror and shock on their face and this very funny moment. It was literally just brilliant, and I certainly put a big smile on my face. Another comedy moment comes later on in Act 2, where they're all sitting around and the phone rings and nobody goes to answer it, so the daughter decides to get up and go to answer it, as she's meant to, because that's what happens in the story. And she picks up the receiver, starts to talk, and the phone keeps ringing. So she looks at the phone, decides to put it back on the receiver, goes to sit down, the phone rings again, she goes over, picks it up, this time the phone stops ringing, and she carries on with the scene. But that was just so funny because it was just so unexpected. Obviously, you know, in previews you are going to get a lot of mistakes and comedy moments, and I gotta say I'm glad I went on this particular day because those two scenes were absolutely hysterical. One other comedic moment in the show, which shouldn't really be laughed at, but you can't help but laugh at it, comes towards the end of Act 2, where the 6 gentlemen who play different characters throughout the show come and do a roller skating dance in a very, very small square area in the center of the stage as we actually sit in the round. And you can tell by their faces and the way that they move that they haven't had much practice on their roller boots. Not saying that they hadn't, maybe they had, but a lot of them were very, very unsteady on their toes, on their feet. And one guy, bless him, was you could tell he wasn't a roller skater at all and didn't feel comfortable at all, so he literally stayed at the back of the stage, dancing, sort of moving his feet to the side, up and down, while the others span around and around. But you could see that some of the men were falling over, tripping over each other, and you can see the connection between all the guys, that you can tell that someone's either messed up or has done something wrong, and because they all try not to laugh, but I gotta say the audience were cheering them on and really behind them, because the song and the dance routine, I take my hat off to them, because in such a small venue to do something like that was incredible. But it certainly was a very, very funny moment, and I absolutely loved it. And again, another moment that sticks in my head, even though it is meant to be a comedy sort of number. You can tell that they are not comfortable on their feet, and it just by the you can tell the relief from their faces when the number actually ends and they can go off and take off their boots. It was just brilliant. Okay, so let's talk about the cast, and it was a very small cast, just 8, 2 female leads and 6 gentlemen. And I gotta say, there was no weakest link in the whole of the cast, and they all did a fantastic job. Now, the 2 leads, we had Mother Anna, as played by Caroline O'Connor. Now, I'll be honest, even though she has done West End and Broadway, I don't know this lady and I've not seen any of her work, but I will certainly research more into her. But I do know that she has come direct from Broadway, having appeared in Anastasia. But she did a credible job. She was just absolutely brilliant and such a powerhouse of a voice, and she played the character brilliantly. I thought the connection she had with her onstage daughter was just brilliant. The right combination of hatred and love at the same time. And her daughter Angel was played by Gemma Sutton. Now, I have seen Gemma Sutton before in, she played Gypsy Rose Lee in Gypsy at the Savoy Theatre. Now, obviously she has done many other productions as well, but that's the only one that I know of. But it wasn't until the interval I actually realised it was her, as I generally don't tend to look at the programme until the interval. I like to sort of see the characters before I read their bio, to see who I think is great and want to know more about them and read from bio. I do actually read everybody in the programme. And yeah, I didn't realise because she had a different wig on, and it's only when I read it I was like, oh gosh, yeah, she was in Gypsy, and it all twigged, and I thought, but both of them were brilliant, how they played against each other, and they had a really good connection and bond on stage, and I thought they were fantastic. Equally fantastic were the 6 men. I do recognise Jason Winter, who played Tony, as he was in a production, I saw a touring production of The Wedding Singer. Yeah, they all did a great job. I thought they all played different characters throughout the whole show during flashbacks. But yeah, they all did a great job of moving the story forward through playing different characters, male and female, and they all worked well as a team. So, as I've said before, the Southwark Playhouse is quite a small venue, and I sat in seat D26. I'll be honest with you, every seat in the Southwark Playhouse is a great seat, as it's such a small, intimate venue. You literally sit around the side of the stage, and the action takes place in the centre. Now, I like to be quite central, hence why I chose this particular seat. But it's very difficult to know how the action is going to take place, which way they're going to face. They generally do face outwards as well, but I like to be head-on of the action. But so D26 this time anyway was a great seat. It wasn't too close to the front, and it wasn't too far back either. The only thing I will say is that the Southwark Playhouse is it can get very, very hot. Now, I went on a very, very, very hot day, and it was sweltering in there. I'm not too sure if they had any cooling fans on. They certainly haven't got air conditioning, and the seats are very, very close together, and you get hot very, very, very quickly. So just to warn you, if you do go on a very, very hot day, wear some light clothing and take a bottle of water with you as well. So that is my roundup of The Rink, the musical at the Southwark Playhouse. It is currently running until the 23rd of June. If you do get the chance to go and see it, please do. I would love to hear your views on the musical. Did anything funny happen in your production that you saw? What bits did you like? What bits didn't you like? So yeah, leave your comments down below, as I love to hear from you guys. Also, if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more of my videos, also please hit the subscribe button and include that little bell so you'll know when I post my next video. So I have got quite a few more shows coming up this year, as I always say, and so hopefully be another video very soon. So until next time, thank you so much for watching, and until then, happy theatre.